Hello everyone, my name is Seth and today I'm going to give you my review of K-pop Demon Hunters. So honestly, I had never heard of this film before it just completely blew up on Netflix. It was all over my social media. I heard so many people talking about it, and then it became Netflix's #1 most watched film. And so I had to watch it. I was honestly hesitant about it. I was not sure if it could live up to the hype, but I am so glad I gave it a shot because I ended up absolutely loving it. Today, I'm not going to tell you to like the video or subscribe or anything. I just want you to sit here with me for a minute. I had some friends who were in a very terrible accident. They're going to have a long road to recovery, and I want to be able to help out in any way that I can. And so if you are feeling generous, if you feel so inclined to help out my friends, help out their family, I'm going to leave a link where you can donate to their families directly in the description below. So I know I would absolutely appreciate it if you would donate to these families. These are awesome, 4 wonderful people. They're friends of mine. So once again, if you would love to donate to help their families out in this time of need, the link is in the description below. It'll be the first thing you see. Thank you guys so much. I know this is a small community, but I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Now let's get on to the review. K-pop Demon Hunters follows a world-renowned K-pop girl group as they balance their lives in the spotlight with their secret identities as demon hunters. When they aren't selling out stadiums, the superstars Rumi, Mira, and Zoe use their secret identities to battle demons and to protect their fans from an ever-present supernatural threat. I was so incredibly surprised by this film. Sometimes when a film or a show gets this popular this quickly, you kind of think, well, maybe it's just like a wave. Maybe it's just a trend. People don't want to miss out. It's not really that good. It's just people want to be able to talk about it with other people. But for me, I think that this absolutely deserves the hype. I honestly really loved this movie. This is a genuinely good movie, and I think it's probably one of the best movies of the year so far. It's definitely the best animated movie of the year so far. It's not a perfect movie. There's a couple things here and there I have some critiques of, but there's just so much good things in this. But there are just so many good things here in this film, and the positives in this film aren't just good, they're great, they're fantastic. And even I think some of the critiques I have are relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. So the good, the great, massively outweighs the bad here. I think the world that they set up is incredibly interesting. This is such a cool idea for a world, a cool idea for a group of characters. This is a very fleshed out world. We jump right in and we just get it. The rules and just the overall style of this world is just so well written and so well defined. We could just kind of hit the ground running and like not really have too many questions. We just kind of understand as a whole what this world is. And let me tell you what, I absolutely want to see more from this world. Like, I will take however many sequels they want to make from this. I think the lore that they establish is a lot of fun. It honestly kind of reminds me a little bit of Sinners with its connection to music. Any way you can incorporate music into the story or into the characters, the lore, I'm all for it. I love music. I'm a musician, so that is like one easy way to kind of grab me. And they incorporate the music into the story so well. Music is the way these demon hunters kind of seal off the demon realm from getting to our realm. And so it's a very important part of the story. I mean, our heroes here are K-pop stars, and the villains end up being a rival K-pop band. So kind of like I mentioned, as a musician, I absolutely love how they connected the music to the world and these characters. And I think now is a perfect time to mention how good the music in this is. The score is really, really good. It takes a lot of themes from the soundtrack, but the soundtrack is absolutely incredible. I'm going to be listening to the soundtrack in my car for a long time. I mean, I'm just gonna add these songs to my playlist because they're just that good. There's honestly kind of a lot going on melodically, especially with like some of the harmonies and things like that. I think my favorite song out of the whole movie is probably Golden, but I mean, that's kind of tough to decide because there's so many good songs and so many of them are just so catchy. Like I just catch myself walking around my house, just kind of humming them or like just hearing them play in my head. And so since the film revolves so much around music, the music had to be awesome and it absolutely is. These are genuinely great songs. It's almost like they wrote some really awesome songs and they're like, "Hey, well, let's just write a movie around this." And I think a couple of these songs probably should be up for Best Original Song at the Oscars. They're that good. But something that does go hand in hand with the world building that they did is the writing. And I think the writing is incredibly solid. I think maybe some of my complaints about the writing is that I think it takes maybe a little bit for the movie to really find the right pacing. I feel like we're kind of rushing through the beginning just a little bit. I wish we could have slowed down, spent a little bit more time with our characters, get to know them a little bit more. We do get to know these characters, but we really get to dive deep into maybe just our main one. And I love these characters enough. I want more from all of our three main characters. But I also think that kind of has to do with the film's length. It's only about an hour and 36 minutes. I kind of think that this movie really could have used an extra 30 minutes. I mean, maybe that's just because I loved it so much and I just wanted more, but I think that would have given a little bit more time to breathe, especially there in that first act. I wouldn't say it's like a big detriment to the film that we don't really get to dive super deep into our other two main characters. We just dive super deep into Rumi. We get a little bit from Mira and Zoe. We do understand them as characters. We understand their personalities. And like I mentioned, I love these characters enough. I love the world enough where I want more from them. One thing I will mention is that there is kind of a neat twist to the story and to one of our characters. I'm not going to spoil anything. I want you to experience this fresh for yourself. But I think that little twist really worked. I was kind of worried about how they would go about doing it, but I think they did it the right way. We get a situation that comes up where you could have had, that classic, oh, there's characters that hear like half the conversation. They misunderstand something. They misunderstand this other character. There's this secret that's revealed, and it's just like, oh no, it's this kind of fake conflict because it's just a misunderstanding. That would have been very easy for them to do, but they don't do that here. The tension between these characters and the tension in the story comes from our characters making decisions and making bad decisions. I really love how they take this honestly tired trope that I don't really want to see anymore, and they make it good and character driven, not just plot driven. It doesn't just happen because the plot says it has to happen. It happens because of the character's choices. And the choices from this one particular character puts this character in a bad spot. And that's what I want. I want these characters' decisions to matter. I want the characters to push the story forward. One thing that didn't work for me quite as well as the rest of the writing, I think, was the humor. For me, the humor was about 60-40. About 60% of the humor actually really worked for me. And then the other 40% didn't really work for me at all. I would have liked to have a higher percentage of the jokes land for me. Maybe all of them landed for you. Humor is very subjective, but for me, it's about 60-40. Another thing that is absolutely fantastic about this film, though, is the cinematography. The cinematography all throughout this film, it is so exciting. It is so fun. They do such a great job of using the medium of animation to get shots that frankly would be impossible if this was a live action film. And that's exactly what you need to do with an animated film. That's what I'm looking for with an action-centric animated film. Get creative. And they do. The action's super fun. It's super high-paced and fast. And it honestly kind of gives me a little bit of a Spider-Verse vibe. And this film does come from Sony Animation. So that kind of Spider-Verse influence, that kind of Spider-Verse feel makes sense. Just all the action was very fun, very intense, and I did not want to miss a single second. They have some really cool hero shots in this, and just the animation as a whole is just actually really beautiful. It's super colorful. They use a lot of blues and pinks and purples, and it just all comes together to make a very visually appealing and just beautiful film. That's another way that I see some similarities to the Spider-Verse films. The way they use the colors and the characters and the frame and the lights and the details and the animation. It's one of those films where you can just about pause at any second during the film, and there you go. You got your new beautiful phone or computer wallpaper. This may be a hot take, so don't yell at me in the comments for it, but I think my least favorite thing about the animation, and probably my least favorite thing about the film as a whole, is when they really lean into like the anime inspiration. They don't do it all the time. This isn't a super like anime style film, but they do have some anime inspiration, and that's probably my least favorite part. I don't really like anime. I pretty much never have. I know it's a me thing, so this might not be a valid criticism for everybody who's watching this review, but I just don't like the style of like the super exaggerated emotions. And I'm just not the biggest fan of how anime kind of traditionally portrays their characters and how they tell their stories. So like I said, that criticism might be just unique to me, but the few times here and there throughout this film where they do kind of lean into the anime inspiration, it just kind of throws me out of the film a bit. But if you do love anime, you're just gonna love this film even that much more, I think. But overall, I do really love this film. There's so much to love here. This is just such a fantastic film from top to bottom, and it was a big surprise. The characters are a lot of fun. The songs are incredible. The story is really fun and engaging, and I think it honestly has a pretty good message too. The action's high-paced and fun. It's a beautifully animated film. And while the story may give you some things that seem familiar, they take their own spin on it, and it works. My only complaints really is just I want more. I want more from the characters. I want more from the world. The pacing was maybe a little bit fast in the first act, and I'm not a big fan of whenever they leaned into the anime style of character expressions. But most of these complaints aren't really like a big detriment to the movie. And everything else in here, they just do at such a high level that these complaints almost don't really matter. I saw that they were already working on a sequel, and I will be there day one. And I'm going to give K-Pop Demon Hunters a 4.5 out of 5. But that's it. That's my review of K-Pop Demon Hunters. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. I would absolutely love to have a conversation with you about it. I'm dying to talk about this film with more people. It's such an easy watch, so I'm probably going to end up watching it again. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget the link to donate to my friends' families are in the description below. It'll be the first thing you see. So if you decided to donate, I am absolutely incredibly grateful for that. And I know their families would be too as well. If you want to stay up to date on my life outside of YouTube, outside of movie reviews, you can follow me on social media pretty much anywhere at CinemaSeth. And I'll see you next time.